Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, friends. Today's episode of the podcast is supported by Coffee Fest happening in the Pacific Northwest next month. November. It's just about to hit November. So November the 15th and 16th in Tacoma, Washington, with a event happening on the 14th of November, which is the Thursday, the day before Coffee Fest starts. It's a full day workshop called Lean into Leadership. Lean into Leadership with a focus on achieving success and culture in your workplace. The workshop is going to be led by myself as well as Jen O'Hare, and you can get tickets at coffeefest.com/leadership. If you are in any way looking to define leadership structures in your workplace or pave a career path into leadership, you don't want to miss this. It's going to be fantastic. Today on the Daily Coffee Pro, I'm going to unpack for you my wonderful conversation with Sasa Sestic from Honor Coffee and Project Origin that happened yesterday on the podcast. And I got to tell you, this was a truly inspiring discussion. The reason it was so inspiring was because Sasha didn't hold back with regards to the level of passion that he just exudes about his passion for coffee as a complex agricultural product. Now, why I find this so refreshing and so different is because a lot of people say that they're passionate about coffee, but what they're actually passionate about is working in cafes or dealing with people and dealing with community. Sasha owns 4 coffee farms around the world in different regions: Nicaragua, Honduras, and 2 other regions that he did mention on the show, but I have forgotten. I apologize about that. But he owns 4 farms, and the cool thing about it is they're not farms that they have started, he and his team. They haven't started these farms for the purposes of becoming financially viable. Although that's something, if they do achieve it, is not because they want to become financially viable. It's because the primary reason they want to have these farms is because they're experimental, so that they can see the way that they're transforming the farms, the things that are working, the things that are not working, the things that are practices and technologies and challenges they can overcome that will make their farms more profitable. They want to take this information and they want to put it out through the world. They want to help find a way. These are experimental farms that are looking for solutions that they can take into other places and teach them how to become financially viable, increase their yields, be resistant to diseases, have the best varietals possible, improve farming practices, what kinds of fermentation practices, and different kind of agricultural technologies that can directly impact in a positive way the farming practices of specialty coffee around the world, as well as commercial coffee around the world. So that's one aspect of how Sasha really showed me how, and not that he was there to show me anything, but really brought across this idea that he is just so ridiculously passionate about the coffee as a tree, coffee as a complex agricultural product. He's fascinated and curious about what could contribute to the success of this plant fruiting at its maximum capacity and in a way that isn't destructive to its environment or the people around it. He's also very passionate about people, and I hear people talk about how they got into coffee because they love community. Something that really impressed me about my conversation with Sasha was to hear him take the approaches that they have in Honor Coffee in Canberra and in Sydney, Australia, at their cafes as well as in their roasteries. And this is for Honor as well as for Project Origin, and how they take the way that they treat their people and cultivate strengths and culture and leadership, and use that same approach on the farms. And it seems, the impression that I got anyway, was that the whole supply chain, as far as Sasha is concerned, he is an important custodian in that as a leader. Not outside of what he's doing, but from where he's sitting, he has a duty to make sure that as a custodian of that supply chain, and the people that he is responsible for as a leader have the best possible experience of the time and heart and dedication that they have towards their craft. And he really does champion them into making what they do a craft. I found that super inspiring. I found that refreshing. I hear a lot of people get into this industry for a lot of reasons, but I believed him. I don't always believe people's conviction, nor do I believe a lot of people's agenda. You know, another thing that Sasha was talking about was his approach. We talked about when he cups coffee, because one of the things that Sasha's known for, you know, he's a World Barista Champion. And when he did become the World Barista Champion, he's got a documentary out, he's got a book out. And the thing that you know about Sasha, if you've read any of his press, is that he says that he's always chasing the perfect cup. We may never get there, but we're always chasing it. And you first hear that and you're like, oh yeah, you know, that's something kitschy to say. It's something that you hear a lot of people kind of allude to in the coffee industry. When I asked him what the perfect cup means to him, he said, I weep. I weep when I have it. And I find that fascinating. I find that an incredible dedication and an incredible commitment and passion and heart and all of that kind of stuff to his craft and his joy for what he's doing. It gives real credibility to his claims that he's chasing the perfect cup. He knows what he's looking for from not only from the, you know, tick the boxes, flavor profile, mouthfeel, balance, all of that. He gets that. That's not the perfect cup that he's chasing. The perfect cup that he's chasing is one that makes him feel something as well as taste something. It's not just a perfect cup that makes good economic sense. He's chasing something that triggers his heart to have a response. And I tell you, friends, it is so rare to meet these kinds of individuals in the world, let alone in the coffee industry. And if you can, spend some time watching the episode or listening to the way that Sasha speaks. I would encourage you to look to somebody like Sasha as a mentor from afar, or someone that you might aspire to become like in whatever it is, should you be fortunate enough to find that thing that makes you jazzed to get up out of bed and breathe every morning and be excited about the work that you do, because that should be the goal for each and every one of us. I'm fortunate enough to have found my calling, and I'm thankful for it every day. I hope you do too. I hope the world will be a much, much better place if all of us did a job that made us weep when we experienced the ultimate thing that we're chasing. On that note, peace, love, and peanut butter, friends. Have an amazing rest of your day.